You can go ahead.
Almost 40% of parents say that their high schooler is experiencing stress from school, and in most of these cases, the stress is stemming from academics more often than school issues and bullying, which is proven by a study done by the American Psychology Association. Homework is one of the leading causes of stress for students, also proven in a Stanford University study. Excessive homework has been a growing issue and should be recognized to find different methods and ways to which we could teach students without the use of homework. Homework can become physically straining, and kids have even been shown to drop out because of academics. Homework is increasing in some high schools and has been a negative effect in some students' lives. This is causing homework to become a primary stress in students' lives, also proven in the Stanford University study. Physical effects that the Stanford University has recognized were sleep deprivation, stomach issues, headaches, kids' loss of concentration. These are all effects of stress that can cause a body to shut down. It can physically be straining on our bodies. Denise Pope of the Stanford University study states, "Our findings on the effects of homework challenge the traditional assumption that homework is inherently good," meaning that what the Stanford University had found is helping to challenge the fact that maybe not all homework is good for us students. The American Psychology Association said that 45% of the students claimed that they were stressed out because of school-related purposes, and 40% of those students' parents recognized that their children were stressed out to an extreme point. The Mayo Clinic says that stress affects all bodies and effects such as, again, what Stanford University claimed, that kids become physically sick because of stress. Stress can cause some headaches, migraines. People are so stressed that they must stay home from school. This is a big problem. Stress becomes a problem in lives. Homework can cause many negative effects in the life of a student, but there are ways that this stress can be managed and different methods to prevent stress caused in school. A way that schools could get rid of some stress would be to cut down on homework. An example of this in our own school would be if you've taken a Justice class, you would know, Mr. Justice, instead of giving homework daily, he gives homework, although he makes the homework optional for students if they feel the need that they have to do the homework to help to do well on quizzes, although he just gives one quiz at the end of the week. This helps the students who think they have a better understanding of what we're learning. They don't have that homework throughout the week, but if students do feel like they need help, they have an option, they have questions that will be on the quiz later. Montessori schools, such as the Montessori School in Higginsville, do not provide homework, but instead provide interactive learning. Although Montessori schools are used for elementary students, they can still be an example to us how schools could cut back on homework. A quote from Amy Rowland, who is the headmaster at the Montessori school, said, if high schools could use time during school more efficiently, and if families provided more enriching activities outside of school, I believe that homework could be cut down. Meaning if all people in school could use their time efficiently, if we could all work on our homework during school, and then we wouldn't have homework outside of school so much. This could cut down on our homework, and even teachers could provide more time to work on homework during classes. Although homework can be a negative effect in lives, it can also benefit with the exception that it's in the right amount. Not saying that all homework should be banned from all schools, because it's proven to also be helpful to students. But the fact that it's causing physical effects on students and teenagers is a negative problem that should be addressed. Homework over the years has increased according to the Peter D. Hart Association study. Although the increase of homework, 66% of the students that were in this study said that they were optimistic about their futures because of how much work they've been putting into school, which means students have been putting a lot of work into high school, but there's still opportunity to cut down on homework and still feel comfortable in what you're going to do with the rest of your life. Peter D. Hart says these results will enable instructors to better provide the youth of our today with the support and assistance that they need to reach their goals. You can flip over your visuals. These visuals were taken from a poll, which is listed below, when a group of people asked the question, which is also on there, if students felt that they were very stressed out from homework or moderately stressed out, and as you can see, the students in the poll, more students said that they were very stressed out than any other category. You can turn those back over, please. With the understanding that this is a problem and should be fixed, even you yourself can help to change today's methods of teaching. You can talk to your teachers if you're feeling overwhelmed about your homework. You can better educate your teachers. Tell them what's going on in your life. Show them what you have going on and why this is becoming a big problem in your life. And if it's not becoming a problem in your life, but you see it going on in somebody else's life, tell the teacher that you think your friend is struggling with homework, that you think they are becoming physically sick, but they don't want to tell anyone because of this. The use of homework should be changed in some way throughout most schools due to the extensive research that has shown that students are hurting because of homework. Homework has been proven to have negative effects on some high school students and should possibly cut down in the years ahead. Hopefully we can adapt to methods and ways of cutting down homework which both teachers and students could approve of.
Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you. All right. And if you want to keep the note cards in case you need to reference them, but we'll ask you maybe a few questions.
Okay.
So, question in case for Q&A. All right. Do any of you have some questions for Abby?
What was that, like the something school in Hindu?
The Montessori school?
What is that?
It's like an alternative school instead of public school. It's not a private school, but there is a tuition. It's an elementary school that's preschool through 8th grade, and all ages of children are combined for all classes. Everyone eats lunch together, everyone does everything together, but homework is not provided. You do interactive learning, which is more like for preschoolers. There's things like they look at shapes and they have to separate the shapes, and that helps them to learn shapes and colors. And for higher level students, they learn a sequence of things to learn on an instrument. They are taught they receive worksheets, which they are told that they do during class, and if it is not done during class, they get time the next day to finish it.
Do you think if, for instance, you gave an example of, let's have the teachers possibly give additional time in class to get the homework done. Should the teachers give that time, would it be possible that they would also cut back on the amount of instruction that they are giving students as well? So give more time to do homework, but cut back on the lessons that are taught for the day. And would that be a concern?
I think that could potentially be an actual solve to homework at the end of the day, because if a student is looking at this homework, which is over the material which we've learned, and a student doesn't understand something, they could go up and ask the teacher and cover that, which doesn't mean all the students have to receive extensive information about that one topic, but this one student who is struggling with this part can receive more help.
And what would you say to, because we at St. Paul are, one of the reasons that this is high school is to prepare us for college. So how would you respond to people that ask if we need the homework to do on our own time to prepare for college?
I think not necessarily homework prepares you for college. I believe what you're learning prepares you for college more. But like in classes where we write papers and we receive homework for those papers, we should receive more time during class. Although we're still doing all the same work, we don't have to take as much home and worry about it at home. Like, you're still doing the same amount of work, but you're receiving more time during class. I mean, it's still the same preparation. And not saying that all homework needs to be cut down. So if you are doing an essay or you're doing something big in class, you can still receive homework on that. You can still take things home. I just don't think that some homework is necessary and some of it's excessive for some students.
Could you give some examples of what you think would be classes that could really benefit for this versus maybe others where it might be a little bit more difficult to do it in this fashion?
I believe in an English class, homework is definitely necessary because when you're trying to learn and you're trying to continue like your progress in classes such as this class, math classes and science classes, which are all very like levels that you are going to use later in life, that homework can still be provided, maybe not as much. Some students maybe don't need all the homework in all those classes, but these are classes that would be able to receive homework. I think classes that don't necessarily need to receive that much homework is like a health class where you're learning a lot in class and a lot of the kids already have an understanding of that topic. Those don't need as much homework to be sent home to understand their progress.
Any others?
Yes.
During the speech, you said that students suffering that they have because they have too much homework to do, and you said that they can do a little bit in school, but that doesn't cut actually the amount of homework that they have to do. So can you explain that a little bit further?
I'm also saying that if homework is cut down, that the homework that is given could be done in school if there was a decrease in homework given. But if we're remaining with the homework we have, not saying all students do this, but some students don't spend any class time working on homework. Instead, they will just sit there and not do any of it, and then complain about having homework after school. So if those students, not saying it's all students, if those students would better use their time during classes, they wouldn't have so much homework after school. They wouldn't be so stressed out.
Anything else? All right, let's give her a round of applause. Thank you very much, Abby. And